Oh, got you. I see it.
All right, what a day, what a day. The GOAT, Caitlyn Clark, made her return to the basketball floor today. I showed y'all, we got some live clips. I'm gonna show y'all some more. But the important part of this video, Caitlyn Clark destroyed the WNBPA. Nneka Aguma-K, Nafisa Collier, who tries to name drop her at her convenience to win people over, Brianna Stewart, the unrivaled co-founders, all these people that's a part of the board that's signing with Project B, and all of this stuff. Caitlyn Clark called their asses out today. She said, stop playing games. We need to play.
Been waiting quite some time to see Caitlyn Clark play basketball. Not only take shots and shoot around, but actually go up against something that looks like competition in an actual, I don't know, competitive environment. Not just shoot off a rack, not go 1v air, actually play some basketball.
I'm not exaggerating. The league's biggest star just walked up to a microphone and called out every single person sabotaging the 2026 season. And she didn't stutter. While the WNBPA board members are out here signing deals with Project B and Unrivaled, playing 3-on-3 for pocket change, Caitlyn Clark said what everyone's been thinking. Stop playing games. We need WNBA basketball. Period.
The crew has officially arrived for USA basketball camp in North Carolina. We got Caitlyn Clark pulling up. We got Caitlyn Clark and AB. We got Rakia Jackson, Dearica Hamby, CC and AB.
This isn't about negotiation tactics anymore. This is about the future of women's basketball. And the one person who actually fills arenas just told the union she's not waiting around while they torpedo the league. Let me break down exactly what happened and why this changes everything. The WNBA and WNBPA have been in CBA negotiations for months. October 30th deadline extended. Now we're looking at January 9th. That's 140 extra days of back and forth, while fans are left wondering if there's even going to be a 2026 season. Here's where it gets messy. The WNBPA board, the same people negotiating on behalf of players, are out here signing contracts with competing leagues. Nneka Aguma-K, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier. These are the co-founders of Unrivaled, and they're supposed to be negotiating in good faith with the WNBA. Conflict of interest doesn't even begin to cover it. You're telling me the people who own a competing 3-on-3 league are the same ones dragging out negotiations that could cancel the WNBA season? Make it make sense. And fans have been waiting for someone with actual star power to speak up. Not a union rep reading from talking points. Not a carefully worded press release. We needed someone who moves the needle to say something real. Enter Caitlyn Clark, fresh off her injury, barely back on the court, and she's already done with the circus. She stepped up to that microphone at USA basketball camp and dropped a bomb that's still echoing. Quote, "This is the biggest moment the WNBA has ever seen, and it's not something that can be messed up. We're going to fight for everything we deserve, but at the same time, we need to play basketball. That's what our fans crave." End quote. Let me translate that for you. Caitlyn Clark just said, "I'm not playing your little 3-on-3 games. I'm not going to Unrivaled. I'm not doing Project B. I'm playing WNBA basketball, and y'all need to figure this out before you ruin everything." She didn't stop there. She kept going. The way you make money is by playing games. That's how you build your market. That's what fans want to see. The product on the floor, not exhibitions, not off-season tournaments. The real thing. And here's the kicker. She said, "We can compromise on some things. Maybe not a 5-year deal. Do a 3-year CBA, get back to the table sooner, and renegotiate after we've actually grown the league. But we need to play." That's leadership. That's someone who understands that you can't negotiate your way to a bigger pie if you burn the whole bakery down. The WNBA just had its biggest season ever. Ratings through the roof. Attendance record shattered. a $2.2 billion TV deal. And now the union wants to risk all of that momentum over what? Because the league's offering a $5 million salary cap, max salaries up to $1.5 million, revenue sharing that could push max contracts to $1.2 million, and yearly increases tied to league growth. Oh, but wait. The WNBPA says it's not enough. They say the revenue sharing model only gives players 10 to 15% of projected league revenue. They say the league wants to end housing subsidies. They say training camp might start in March to let me get this straight. You want to cancel the season over housing subsidies while you're out here signing deals with leagues that don't even have housing at all, while you're playing 3-on-3 in a gym with 500 people in the stands. Caitlyn Clark sees through it. She knows that her selling out arenas is what's driving this growth. She averaged over 17,000 fans per game. She's the reason ESPN's talking about the WNBA in prime time. She's the reason expansion franchises are going for $250 million. And she's telling the union, I'll bring in the money again. I'll fill the seats again. But y'all need to let me play. Don't sabotage this moment because you're worried about housing or training camp dates when we could be building something generational. Here's what nobody's saying out loud. The WNBPA board members with competing league interests don't want a quick resolution. Every month the WNBA season gets delayed is another month their 3-on-3 league gets attention. Every controversy is free marketing for unrivaled. Think about it. If the WNBA season starts on time, nobody cares about watching 3-on-3 basketball in February. But if there's no WNBA, suddenly Unrivaled becomes the only place to see WNBA stars. That's not a negotiation tactic. That's a hostile takeover. And Caitlyn Clark just called it out. Without naming names. Without throwing anyone under the bus. She made it crystal clear. Some people at that negotiating table don't have the league's best interests at heart. The timing of her comments is perfect, too. She's at USA basketball camp, surrounded by other WNBA stars, and she's the one speaking truth. Not the union president. Not the board members. The player who actually drives revenue is the one saying, we need to play. You know who else noticed? The fans. Social media exploded. Everyone's been waiting for CC to weigh in, and she didn't disappoint. She basically said, I'm not playing around with these alternative leagues. WNBA or nothing. And that puts massive pressure on the WNBPA, because if Caitlyn Clark is publicly saying we need to compromise and play, what's the union's excuse? They can't hide behind fight for what we deserve anymore when their biggest star is saying we deserve to play. CBS Sports wrote an article about this mess. The headline, the WNBA is undermining its own product again. They pointed out that even with billionaires paying $250 million for expansion teams, even with valuations over $500 million, even with a massive TV deal, players are still fighting for basic respect. But here's the thing. Respect isn't just about the dollars. It's about integrity. And when your union leadership has competing financial interests, when they're signing with rival leagues while negotiating your CBA, that's not respect. That's betrayal. Caitlyn Clark understands something the union doesn't. You can't strong-arm your way to respect. You earn it by delivering the product. You earn it by being so undeniable that the market has no choice but to pay you what you're worth. She said it herself. This is the biggest moment in WNBA history. Don't mess it up. And she's right. This is the inflection point. This is where the league either capitalizes on unprecedented momentum or shoots itself in the foot. The WNBA's offer isn't perfect. A salary cap of $5 million is still low compared to NBA standards. Revenue sharing at 10 to 15% is still below what players want. But you know what's worse than that? No season at all. Caitlyn Clark gets it. She said we need to play this season. Everyone who came before us deserves that. She's thinking about the legends who built this league. She's thinking about the fans who finally started paying attention. She's thinking about the future. Meanwhile, the WNBPA board is thinking about their 3-on-3 league, their side deals, and their leverage. They're playing checkers while CC's playing chess, and the chess move is simple. Play the season, dominate, and come back to the table with even more leverage. You want a better deal in 3 years? Then make the next 3 years so successful that the league has no choice but to double your salary. You want respect? Then be so valuable that losing you would collapse the entire operation. That's what Caitlyn Clark is saying. I'll sell out every arena. I'll bring the ratings. I'll make sure everyone eats. But we have to actually play for that to happen. We can't eat off potential. We can't cash checks from a canceled season. And let's be real about something else. Caitlyn Clark doesn't need the WNBA as much as the WNBA needs her. She could go overseas and make more money. She could do endorsements and media deals and never touch a basketball again. But she wants to play in the WNBA. That's loyalty. That's commitment to the product, and the fact that she's the one pushing for compromise while union leadership digs and tells you everything about who actually cares about the league's future.